Politics is not all black and white. A lot of folks do not identify with the more popular Republican and Democratic parties, which is why we've expanded our conversations on Fox 24 News Now to include the other candidates, including Independent, Green, and today, Libertarian. Joining us to give some insight on her platform is Jo Jorgensen, presidential nominee for the Libertarian Party. It's good to see you.
Hey, so glad to be here. Thanks.
So for anyone who's unfamiliar with the Libertarian Party, can you give us a brief insight as to what its philosophy is all about?
I would say the philosophy is that we're on your side and not the side of politicians, bureaucrats, special interests, and the lobbyists that are pretty much running things right now from Washington.
So would you say that, though, the government involvement in a libertarian situation is more of a laissez-faire? Could that work in today's society?
Oh, of course. In fact, what I would say is what we have right now isn't working. Right now, half of us are still home under house arrest. We've lost tens of millions of jobs. We've got American companies. There were 60 American companies that were making testing kits, yet the FDA only approved 2 of them. Meanwhile, our testing kits go over to Southeast Asia, where they're keeping control of the virus, and we're the ones making the kits, and we don't even get to use our own kits. So I would suggest that that's the system that's not working. And also, we've got a CARES package right now. A lot of people are happy about their $1,200 check, but what they don't realize is that 90% of that money went to corporations and special interests. So my question to Washington is, how is that working? And my question to the American people is that what you want is that where you want your money going, to the corporations instead of to yourself?
Now, you're making some good points there, but to have a government that was kind of hands off in all aspects, I mean, when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with unpredictability. And in an ideal libertarian society, you would have everybody kind of on the same level, but everybody has different goals, and there's this element of luck that either some people experience good luck or bad luck, and that changes the playing field. So can you truly, at this point, with the way the country is now, insert a libertarian thought process and have everyone living after day one of election in a libertarian society? How long would it take to transform the country, as it were?
Well, I would say right now we're at the whims of luck, in that if you're lucky enough to be born a Kennedy, or you're lucky enough to be born a Clinton, or you're lucky enough to be born into one of the Bush family, now you get to make decisions. You get to be elected to office. We heard about Chelsea Clinton getting these nice paying jobs because her father was president. How about a system in which we earn that, in which, what our country was founded on? We're turning more and more into Great Britain, in which we've got a system in which the people in power retain the power, and then you have to be born into special families, or you have to be born into a family in which you can get an education, as opposed to you having a fair shot.
So I want to talk about some of the important issues that affect people that they really have focused on over the last 4 years, which was lower unemployment rates, a good solid economy, production within the United States, healthcare. How would you make the economy better under a libertarian ideal?
Well, first I'd like to point out that research has clearly shown that if you put money in the hands of the free market system, twice as many jobs are created as if that same money is in the government. And if you think about it, first, if the government has money to supposedly create jobs, where does that money come from? It comes from us. It comes from the people. The government doesn't create anything. So rather than the government taking our money and they decide where the jobs are and they decide who the winners and losers are, we each decide. And let me give you an example with the coronavirus. A lot of that money went to large corporations. How about we keep our money, and if we want to support local mom and pop stores, then we should be able to do that. And personally, that's where I would spend my money, because I would say that many of the airline companies certainly didn't serve me well. So how about we get to decide instead of, again, the people in Washington deciding?
And how has the reception been so far with your run for president?
It's been beyond a wildest dreams. Even from the beginning, about 75% of our volunteers are from outside of the party, which is pretty unheard of, because people are tired of the system. They know it's not working, and they're looking for a real alternative. And we keep hearing the media say, and I keep hearing people on post say, you know, we've got two old rich white guys. I don't see much of a choice. And they're really excited about a real choice in which people are saying, you know what, how about you get to make your own decisions? You really don't need a mom and dad in Washington telling you what to do, telling you how to spend your money. You're an adult, you can probably make your own decisions.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you so much for sharing your insight, and I think a lot of people will come away with this understanding the Libertarian Party a lot better. It's just one of those things that kind of slide under the radar that you don't really have a good grip understanding what it's all about. So, Joe, good luck with you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And please vote for me in November. And my website is joe20.com.
We'll be back after this.